So this is your homework assignment for today. Good morning. It is Wednesday, November 5th. And what I want you guys to do today is I want you to get online and I want you to post a story. I want you to start with where your frustration was. Now, this can be financially or product wise. What was your frustration? Where were you? Or even where are you? How you found the wellness shopping site, and then this is where you are now. And the stories are what we're really going to be focusing on and pushing. And I want you to start getting in a habit and posting on social media every day. I want you to YouTube how to connect Facebook and Instagram so that you're double whammying it. And I want you to get used to start talking about where you were with the frustration, whether it's product. I could say I have my cats are in my office during the winter months. They like to go outside in the summer, but in the winter months they're here. And the last thing I want to do is walk in and smell three cats. So I found Soluguard. And Soluguard is not going to kill my cats. It's not going to cause cancer. It actually helps take away all the pet smells. So you can walk in and not realize I have three cats living in my office with me. I spray Solumel on in their robo litter box. It's a robo litter on the ground around it, around their food. I spray the trash cans so you don't smell cat food containers. And then I have it there and I put it on mist and I just kind of spray the air once a day and it keeps the smell away. And I learned that from my sister who does that because she's got dogs and you never, ever, ever smell that hurt. And she's got carpet and dogs. That is the story that I'm going to post today. I started frustration. I started with fear. I did this and now I am relieved to know that when I walk into my office in the morning, I never know that I have cats living here, and neither does anybody that walks in go, oh, you have cats. I want you to start talking about what your frustration is with products and with finances, because remember, if anybody enrolls anybody during this month of November, they're going to get a paycheck. Okay? I'm also going to post a story today about saying how fortunate it is that I never missed a school event except for one. I've been working from home since I was 16. One event, my son was his junior year and a football game, and I had to go to a homecoming event, and I got caught in an accident. I wasn't in the accident, but I got behind it, and I was late, and I missed the activity where he ran out on the fields to hand out flowers to parents, and I wasn't there. And it broke my heart. And that's the only event that I miss with my kids, and he remembers it. He remembers the one event I wasn't in. And he's 32. And it breaks my heart when he talks about it. So the next year I got there 2 hours early, and I was sitting in the parking lot going, I'm not going to miss this event where all these football players ran out. And so I get to work from home and I get to make sure that I'm not meeting anything. And I just got off of a phone call with my son. That's who I was on. And my son was saying, Mom, I have to have this mole removed. That's precancerous. It's during that time. Can you fly out here earlier than what you had planned in December? And I went, absolutely. I will not miss helping my son who has to have surgery during the time that a new baby is going to be there. So I don't miss events. I can afford to go, and I have the time and flexibility to go. And how many events have you missed, or are you missing because you can't afford it, nor do you have the time because you're stuck in a 9-to-5 job? I can help you if you want to have that freedom that I have to be able to go, yeah, you need me to fly out and take care of baby, I'll do it. Let me know when. So those are the stories, you guys. And for those of you that have customers that haven't committed, you need to have a list. On my working Zoom sheet that is online, I literally have a column on my follow-up page. My follow-up page are columns. One column is had an appointment. I need to follow up with them when they have appointments. Another one is hasn't placed an order yet. Because I have those too. And I don't take it personally. I just realize that they don't get it. And the longer the time that they have it, they don't get it. And I start every morning and I'm starting to with a story. Then there's another column, maybe those columns that said no, and then there's another column that says canceled. So what is your story and what is your system for following up with these people? Because if they enrolled and they didn't place an order, first of all, you need to look at your system. Because if you know, if I've been to your house, Doris, I've been to your house, Maggie, I was at her house, I'm like, no, we're going to get this taken care of today. Because now what happens when you don't? You chase. You chase. Now, there are those situations where people say, I can't afford to order right today. And you go, okay, well, we can work with that. And then they forget and they don't understand the excitement. So you need to start your day before you get on here or right after you're on here. If this is your first thing in the morning, by going through that list and telling them a story with a product. Now, here's what I recommend that you do. If you don't have a lot of stories, one of the things you can do is ask ChatGPT, write, 15 personal stories about the cleaning products for me. I have cats. I have a bed and breakfast. I have a husband that's an artist. Come up with some stories and they will do it for you. My ChatGPT is named Toby, by the way, and Toby will do it for me. And so that can be copy and paste all of those on your working Zoom sheet so that you have a whole list and just keep plugging them in so you don't have to think about it. Plug it in. It has to be a system because this is marketing. This is marketing is telling stories. Facts and figures don't like. I'm reading this book, of course, Stories That Stick, and this is part of it, right? There are two types of brain activities. One of them they call System 1, right? If I said, hey, it looks, thundering goes by, thundering, you guys are going to look at the sky, right? Thunder, 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 a jet goes by, you look at the sky. That's System 1. It doesn't mean you have to think about it. System 2 is if I was to ask you a complicated question like, how many animals did Moses take on the boat? How many animals did Moses take on the boat? You guys know?
I should know that. No.
Moses didn't take the animals on the boat. Noah did. And he
No.
took two of each kind. You had to think about it. You had to think about it. Too hard. You had to think about it. Wait, Moses and animal. Wait, what? Animals? That System 2, when you start going through lists of things with people, this is what I'm always saying. This book is illustrating what I've been saying. You have to bridge the gap and make it super simple for people. If you're just saying Melaleuca helps you save money, it's non-toxic products, which we say, people have a harder time going, how does this relate to me? But if you say, oh, you've got cat stores, the number one killer of cats is cancer. I would feel horrible if my pet died of cancer, wouldn't you? It would be an easy switch for you to just to have some cleaning products that got rid of cat smell and didn't kill your pets, because that probably would make you feel really good to know your cats were healthier, right? Now, isn't that much more combining as opposed to just saying you don't need to kill your cats? Okay. So, all right. Jen, you have a question.
Yeah, going back to when you were talking about like continuing to follow up with the people in the mornings, the ones that haven't, placed that order yet. Um, I know after like I think it's 3 months, they fall if they haven't placed that order, they fall out of like your follow up and all of that. Does it then become that pain in the butt person to try to get back into the system? Do you have to do it through like third party verification to keep from having glitches in the system since they were in but never placed, or do they actually physically completely fall out like they never existed?
After
Does that make
6 months,
sense?
they completely fall out.
Okay.
Um,
After 6 months?
yeah, after 6 months, they completely fall out. Before that, then you can just get them to place their order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Wait. But Emily had enrolled 6 months prior. She placed her order, and that was the whole rigmarole with that one, though. We
Okay.
still had to do express verification.
When Emily had an account before.
No.
Okay, Emily did not have an account before. The problem with Emily's account was that when they did an express verification, they did not bring over her email address.
I know. I'm just saying we still needed to do express verification.
It doesn't,
Everything
you
beyond
don't
that
always
was
have to do express verification.
okay.
My experience has been it can get glitchy. It can. I have enrolled people that have been in the system before, and when I put them in the system and I do it, I don't send them a link. I never send people a link because I want to finish it for them. Half the time it fills in the information. It fills in their address and their email and everything, and it fills it in. Half the time. Sometimes it doesn't work and I have to do express verification. But I have enrolled people that have been in the system or they were customers year before and I set up a new account. I just did it this year with Anna. And I pulled it up and I put her in a brand new. And when it went to I always copy the link, the bottom of the first page, right? You click send an email. I copy that link. I open up a new one. And when I did, there was Anna's information. It filled it in for me. And then it didn't. It just was weird. So I don't know why. That's been a whole nightmare. Okay, Doris?
If my person who ordered, this was about a year and a half ago, and she ordered for 3 months and then stopped and never communicated. If she wanted to start again, would she still be under me? She couldn't enroll with somebody else, could she?
Yes, she could enroll with somebody else. This is why you need to have a system of staying on top of your people so that they don't enroll with somebody else. Because I don't know how many people I've enrolled say, yeah, I was a customer many years ago. And I went, oh, who do you enroll with? Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember. Or I've actually talked to people that were looking for a place to work and they were enrolled in Melaleuca and they couldn't tell you who their enroller was. They didn't know that there was a business side. So this is why that system of how are you staying on top of these people? How are you staying on top? You guys, I am working on something right now. As you guys know, I have a website that it has an automated system, right? It's going to have an automated system. You guys can be a part of that. It has a back office that's going to have it them putting together now, and that's what I've been working on is a system of emails for people that decide they enroll and they don't place an order. I am working on a whole list of emails and texts to send to these people that's reminding them about the value of what we do. And that is something you all can be involved in. If you don't want to get involved in that, I suggest that you do something like Project Broadcast, that you plug them in, and it's an automated system of follow-up. It does cost. The thing I'm doing is going to cost too. But it's like, where's your time? And how does that want to work? But the follow-up is marketing. It's literally what we do. It's marketing. Okay. So the more automation you can get, the easier it is. But this started out, and this is being recorded. So it started out with, Doris talking about a frustration of people that place their orders and then don't or enroll and don't place their orders. This is where you have to look at how are you having so many people that enroll and don't place an order. Are you asking for it? Can we get this done now? Why I have you on the phone, let's go ahead and get that first order placed. That has to be a part of your system. It absolutely has to be a part of your system. Why I have you here? Let's get that first order placed. Hopefully you make notes. Now, let's go down the line. When I do an overview, and some of you have seen me do a live overview, if I'm sitting there and I'm talking and Patty's my customer or my guest, I'm saying, Patty, you talked about, and I'm just going to make this stuff up. Oh, you've got dogs. Write down Solumel. You need that because it's really good for pet smell. So write it down. Oh, you saying you're tired. You need Methyl B. You might want to write the peak performance down. I know you'd appreciate the fiber-wise. Why don't you write that down? Oh, you've got a husband who had heart health issues. He needs down the heart path. Why don't you write that down? I'm always saying, write that down. And you guys have heard me on these meetings, write that down, right? Write it down. And that is literally why we do what we do, is so that we can say, write it down, write it down. So, and then when it's done, I could say, Patty, so how many products did you write down? Oh, wow. Yeah, I've got FiberWise and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, then let's go ahead and get your first order placed. This is why I set up their account like I do, because then at the last stage, I pull up their account and then I say, okay, now you've got $20 of free products. Let's click this blue box and let's put that $20 of free product in your cart. Because our job, our title is not enroller. Our title is marketing representative. We're supposed to follow it all the way through. All the way through. Last night's training was, if they say I can't really place an order today, great. Let's set a schedule. And for people that are wanting to build, I immediately jump on, let's get you going, because now they're buying into it. And then I can talk to them. When can you place your order? You need to know how this works. So it is a matter of understanding our job doesn't end. But what system do you have in place to follow up? So people are a name, and they start with, this is why on the Grow app, there's literally a lot of titles that you can give someone. There's a prospect, in progress, right? Those are for you to move those little tags and move them from category to category so you can stay in touch with them. So your homework assignment is to post today a couple times your story from a product standpoint and from a business standpoint. We need to help people make money for Christmas. Post a story. What is your story? Second of all, what is your process? When people go from a prospect, you do the overview. Where do they go after that? I just did an overview with Jen. Where do I put her? Did she enroll? Then I put her in the enrollment column and I start sending her information to keep her as a customer. If she says I can't place an order now, I put her in another column that says not ordered. There's more information, more follow-up. As a business builder, you can be in a couple different columns. I can copy because you're in a business builder, but you haven't placed an order yet. 2 different kinds of information. It's a simple thing, you guys. Get your working Zoom, have a follow-up tab, and just do your columns. Super simple. Put them from 1 to 1 and start your day with sending them some information, and be bold. See, maybe you haven't placed an order yet because you haven't seen the value, or you forgot the value. You forgot what you said. But I'm going to keep bugging you until you tell me not to. And I literally say that, Doris. I say, I'm going to keep bugging you until you tell me no, because you said you wanted to do this. So I'm assuming you said you want to do it because you said you wanted to. But they're not going to like me because I'm pointing out the obvious.
Well,
all right. Any questions, any comments about any of this? And I'm going to pause my recording.